right now I'm joined by former Navy officer and transparency campaigner, Mr. Lokesh Batra ji. Sir, we have seen the judgment. How relieved you are feeling right now?
No, it's a landmark judgment and a very strict judgment. In fact, judgment came in February. You remember 15 February was the judgment. But very unfortunately, that period given to the State Bank of India to provide the entire data to Election Commission, just before the end of the day, 2 days before that, they come and file appeal that we need 5 months more. Or they wanted a time till 30th June to provide this data. So I'm glad that that bench was very, because that means a disobedience of constitutional bench. Besides, there was no reason, because today's world, that click of today you are dealing with thousands of dealing with the banks like that. On a click you get your statement. To say that they will need so much of time did not make a sense. They said we want to, first we'll take it out, the data is lying like in the hard copy, and then we have to match it, who is the donor, who is the... So court asked, did we give you that order to match? We asked for data. We have not asked you to match. So that is okay, but still we need 4 or 3 weeks more. That's time when the very tough decision was that tomorrow evening it should be with the Election Commission.
Then why? Right. Then why it took SBI so much time?
See, that is the question. My question is that decision cannot be done because the one that letter which was signed by this thing to the Supreme Court was signed at a lower function. Lower when I say, it was at AGM level. AGM is not a lower, but when you say from the chairman down the line, then it comes into lower function. I mean, such a serious matter, you are challenging the constitutional bench decision and not even writing it. That was the most annoying. It obviously somebody is trying to fire from the shoulder of that officer that got it signed. And the way it was prepared, as a former experience in the government department, a higher echelon, it was obviously prepared by somewhere else and made him to sign. And my experience so far is excellent responses coming from not only the State Bank of India, but also from the concerned department in the Ministry of Finance, that is Department of Economics. I file it, and the day the sale gets over, within 2 days we get the replies. And they give the entire data to the government. Let's say that today, X day, the whole process finished. X plus 1 day, the entire data of all the benches from 20, it goes there. Plus they have been saying 29 benches, are they authorized? But actual study carried out by me 4 days before this thing, only 19 branches of State Bank have sold it, and the encashment has taken place only in the 14 branches. That means 25 party, and just see, they have got money out of those 14 branches. So it was so simple. The argument saying that we authorized 29, but practically they have not been used. In fact, this also did 3 study from my data. So that was a little laughable. I would say laughable, the letter written by State Bank asking for extension, and not small extension. They wanted to go to the 30th June. That means next government will be ready and they'll be on the chair till that time. And another thing was, then it's after reflect that the chairman and MD or CMD, what you call, he had finished his tenure late last year. Then he was given 8 months, 9 months extension. Was it any? Now you think backward. Was it to cover this? Was the pressure come from them? Chairman's pressure?
Right. So what was the major reasons of postponement?
For
the postponement. Why it took so long?
No, that is the question was asked by the bench, led by Chief Justice, ki, okay, we agree, but what have you done in last 20 days? Tell us the progress. Then no answer. Why waited for the last day? They wanted our documents are lying in one silo for the donors and one for the political parties. We have got them all together in the center in Bombay. Now we have to open up and we have to match donor versus political party, and that will take so many. Even now during this, senior advocate who represented there, Salve, He says, okay, we take 3 weeks. I'm glad that they said no tomorrow evening and data came. You see, today we are in digital world and banks is the largest bank. Not only this, if you check up the Google, TCS is managing this thing. Not only this bank also, along with the partnership with TCS, is the other banks. How to make the structure, the SOPs for the management of funds. In fact, RBI has guideline to, if you are making a saving bank, what kind of condition, if you are doing FDs. But when I looked at RBI, nothing was mentioned about electoral bonds. So they came out with their own style. But reason given is, at any cost, right from the day one, donor's name should be classified. Right. The whole scheme was done to make the donor's name classified. That's it.
So if you talk in terms of political current scenario, how many political parties have got electoral bonds account as of now?
25.
And earlier, when the case
you see, what I'm saying is, I started getting this information through RTI sometime in 2 years ago. That time it was 23. I think that was 22, possibly 22 means 2020. That when this I got 20. Later on it went to 24. But last 6-7 months, 23, 24, it was stuck at 25. Even, you see, the first sale which took place was in March 2018. The last sale which has taken place, that is we call 30th phase, was in January 2024. So this is the total process, and it was 25 even in January.
Right. So what's next for you, Mr. Batra?
We want this data to come, and I move to some other subject. Right. There are many issues which need to be transparent.
So this was Mr. Lokesh Batra, who was speaking exclusively to Republic TV with video journalist Manish Akil for Republic Media Network.